ụkọchukwu egwu abụ maka nnukwu ụkọchukwu Venerable David Nwanebe.
Hello.
Nwachukwu mụrụ ụbọchị ụka onye Chukwu gọziri agọzi onye Chukwu telu mmanụ a man full of wisdom, a man full of grace.
Hello.
A man full of wisdom, a man full of grace. When you talk about liturgy, you go to him, he will teach you. When I see him, I see humility. When I see him, I see humbleness. Venerable David Nwanebe, Chukwu tali mmanụ, Chukwu gọzili agọzi. Put anything in his hands, he will deliver. A man full of carefulness, a man that is meticulous. Ụkọchukwu si obodo oyibo, a man that is not biased. From pillar to post, ịgafu ya ebe ọ na-ezi ozi ọma. Ezigbo ụkọchukwu si Zombeje, ezigbo ụkọchukwu si Uguteje. Alakadis, alakadat, alakadis, alakadat, alakadis. I see humbleness. Venerable David Nwanebe, Chukwu tali mmanụ, Chukwu gọzili agọzi. Put anything in his hands, he will deliver. A man full of carefulness, a man that is meticulous. Ụkọchukwu si obodo oyibo.
I welcome you all to this broadcast. We were having some technical challenge with the audio, but thank God we have fixed it. Share the message, let friends come online. I hope you can hear me now. I don't know if I'm audible. Can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, so I can hear you. So I know you are here. I'm looking to see if people are, if you can hear me, just wave. Say I can hear you. Am I audible? Can you hear me? Hello, friends. Thank you for coming. It's been a while. Sorry, I've not been able to come online because I've been very busy and out of town too. I have been going from one place to another because of the ministry. Sorry about that, but sometimes things like this happen. It wasn't intentional. I just have to apologize to friends. It wasn't intentional. I mean, I've been out of the state. In the last 2 weeks, I've been to several states. Just returned back to base, and I'm back here again. Please share the live broadcast. Initially, when we started the first time, the audio was not coming through, so we had to go offline to fix it again for over an hour. Our device, because we have not used it for some time, was having some challenge to fix it. But thank God, it looks like we are online now. And if we are, can somebody wave and say, "Hey, we can see you"? Can somebody just do a thumbs like, do a like. If you do a like, I will know that you can hear me. If you can hear me, because I'm wondering if I'm live. Okay, thank you. I see somebody responding to that. Just do a like, so I can appreciate that and see that you are here. Okay, we have a topic to discuss. And this topic is quite an interesting one. Something happened yesterday in the Church of England, and we would like to talk about it today. Something happened yesterday. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Welby, has resigned. Justin Welby have resigned. We're going to talk what it means for the global church, why he resigned, and how a new process takes place, how a new Canterbury Archbishop will be chosen. And we are going to learn about these things today. If an Archbishop, what could cause a bishop, a priest, to resign his appointment? Why? Why must they resign when they are found wanting or when they have committed a crime? They either go to the court for dismissal or they resign on their own. And why would this happen? This is what we want to teach today. First of all, Archbishop Justin Welby took over from another Archbishop that resigned. Unfortunately, history has repeated itself again in the Anglican Communion. And this time, we thank God for the ministry of Welby, but during his time, a lot went wrong in the Anglican Church. The global church, before he came on board, let's just give it to him. He wasn't the one that scattered the global church. The global church had already been facing some challenges before he came on board. So let's not crucify him for what the Church of England have put the entire global church through. It's been a very traumatic season for the Anglican Communion, especially in this season and time when her leaders have refused to be responsible. But thank God that Welby was responsible this time. Welby had reacted like what he should. In 2013, Welby acknowledged that an abuse was being perpetrated by a senior clergy of the Church of England. And this clergy was involved in abusing, sexual abuse with young boys, molesting young boys sexually. This priest was involved in sexual scandals from 1981 through 85 down to 92. And this happened in England, and later he moved to Zimbabwe in Africa and continued with that lifestyle until 2000. And he was there, continued, and went to South Africa and continued with the same lifestyle. But Welby was told in 2013, he acknowledged to have known what was going on, because this news is flying since yesterday that the Archbishop of Canterbury has resigned. And a lot of Anglicans are confused. What went wrong? Some people, I read some comment where people were insinuating that he resigned because he led the Church of England to accept gay. No, that is not why he resigned. And so from 2013 to 2014, it's approximately 12 years that he was informed of the misconduct of this clergy, and he did nothing. Why? Because this clergy is said to be a friend of his. This clergy is said to be a person of interest in his ministry. And so Welby wouldn't want to offend his friend, and thereby compromising in the standard and the laws of the church. This is abuse of office, abuse of power, abuse of trust, abuse of ecclesiastical laws. And during our ordinations, consecrations, or presentations as priests, deacons, bishops, or archdeacon, or whatever, we take oaths to defend the faiths. To defend the faiths. And Welby took that oath, and the oath caught him. And today, Welby have no reason to remain the way he remains. So Welby will have to resign, because initially he posed resistance. He didn't want to resign. Welby did everything within his power to avoid resignation. Welby didn't want to go until His Majesty the King Charles invited him and had a conversation with him. And so it is time for Welby to go. So Welby came on yesterday with a resignation letter to the Canterburbury Palace, where he expressed regrets over what he did. He said he has bowed his head in shame for over 12 years, not reacting. He acknowledged wrongdoing by not reacting. Welby, as a human person, is not caught or is not guilty of any particular offense, but Welby have compromised his office by not placing the person that committed an offense on suspension or discipline. But you know the shocking part, the person in question died. The person who committed this crime died in 2018. The person who Welby resigned on his behalf is late. He's not even alive. But because Welby sat on it and didn't act when the man misbehaved, and the people, he was faced with criticism in the Church of England, and for that reason, most of his clergy and bishops in Church of England and the laity criticized his leadership, and he came to a point that he took the path of honor and resigned. Welby took the path of honor and resigned yesterday. Unfortunately, during his time, there are good things that happened, but I think a lot of people think that more bad things happened during Welby's time than good things, because it was during his time that we saw the Church of England move from being a conservative to a very liberal church, where liberalism took place, and the Church of England signed and approved for gay marriage, just like the TEC and ECUSA in the US have done. The decision came after reports from citizens and church appointees and leaders of the church came addressing abuse that he didn't address. Welby has expressed regrets for not doing that. Initially, Welby asked for forgiveness and asked people to forgive him while stating that he will not resign. He posed some resistance. He didn't want to resign. One of the reasons, he said, I have asked for forgiveness and don't think I should resign. I have asked for forgiveness. I don't think I should resign. But unfortunately, he has to resign. He has to resign for not being able to address abuse, not being able to address the weakness of a clergyman under him, not being able to control and place people in under discipline. And so as a leader, he just has to go. So yesterday, he sought audience with the king, King Charles, who gave him audience. After the meeting with King Charles, Welby submitted his resignation letter. Unfortunately, the Western Church has been failing for a long time. It's just that We, on the other side, we do not know what's going on with the West. The West at one point has failed the church. The West has failed the church. But now we are going to see what will happen after Welby has resigned. Today, I want to educate the public that archbishops of Canterbury they are not just the religious leader, just like the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, the Pope is not just a religious leader. The Pope is also the head of government in the Catholic Church. The Pope is both the president of Vatican and the spiritual leader of the entire Catholic denomination, Roman Catholic denomination. But in the Anglican Church, it's a little different. The Archbishop of Canterbury is also a political leader, but not the leader of the nation. How? What do I mean? The Archbishop of Canterbury is a bishop that has a seat in the House of Lords. Of course, let me say this. I've said it sometime in the past that why our bishops are addressed as my Lord Bishop is not because they are bishops. It's because they are bishops that have a seat in the House of Lords. You know, like Nigeria would have House of Assembly. In England, there are bishops that have a seat in the House of Lords. So there are those who go by the title, My Lord Bishop, Lord Temporal, and also those who sit in the same council to make laws for England. So Anglican Church is a national church of the English people. And so the king appoints the Archbishop of Canterbury, but he does not do it on his own. So it is not bishops that appoint the archbishop. That is why this church has faced several criticism in the past, because the bishops are not allowed to choose their own leader. So the Archbishop of Canterbury, as he has formally resigned, the resignation would be formally communicated to the crown, as the Archbishop of Canterbury is the senior bishop of the Church of England and thus a key figure within the Anglican Communion. And therefore, appointment process, look at the appointment process of the new Archbishop that will happen soon. The commission, the Crown Nomination Commission, CNC, would be convened to start a search for a successor. So CAC is a body within the Church of England that advise the British Prime Minister and the monarch on special appointments. They would consider a range of candidates and recommend a nominee for that position. The approval of the nominee that they have submitted to the monarch, which is the king, then the monarch, as a supreme governor of the Church of England, will formally appoint the Archbishop based on the CAC recommendation. So there will be a couple of people that will be recommended to King Charles through the Prime Minister and the members of the CNC, and then he will approve. He will choose between the candidates that will be suggested to him. The confirmation and enthronement, immediately after they have selected a candidate, will go through a confirmation of election ceremony. So the election will just be a ceremonial one. It's not going to be like they really need their opinion. This involves a formal declaration of the election by the College of Canons of Canterbury Cathedral. Then an enthronement service would be held at Canterbury Cathedral, marking the official handover of him. But this is a very confusing one, because Welby is said to resign immediately. The process this takes is that Welby is supposed to be on the throne while this election and process takes place. But unfortunately, Welby is no longer, he will no longer be the Archbishop, because the process takes a little time. But I don't know how they are going to do it this time. The transition for the communion or the Anglican Communion. The Archbishop of Canterbury also serves as a symbolic head of the worldwide Anglican Communion. So this change will involve almost the whole Anglican Church. But just to let you know that the global Anglican Church has been facing a very serious challenge. I mean, ranging from the conservative, the far extreme, the liberals and the non-liberals division. But you know, each time that I teach about the Anglican Church, there are things I say here, but people don't understand it. The Anglican Church is a very vast church. I mean, that also, you know, if you go to parishes, you will see people say, this is not Anglican. And I laugh because each province is also allowed to adjust their liturgy according to the way it suits their environment. This is because the churches will come and join in Church of England as a communion. I mean, the branch of Anglican churches from the world will converge in England to join the Church of England as a communion. But Welby is a ceremonial leader who doesn't have the authority to effect a change in province. It is only then, not now even, because GAFCON is on the other side, not obeying the Lambeth. But when Anglican Church have not got these divisions, Lambeth will meet in England and make a decision. So Lambeth Conference was the only body where the entire church will meet to make. Otherwise, Welby is the primate of Church of England, while Henry Ndokuba is the primate of Church of Nigeria, and the other guy is the primate of Church of South Africa, Church of West Africa. So with different churches that comes together to form a union and a communion. But unfortunately, this morning I read on Facebook from one of our bishops, and I totally agree. Bishop Felix Orji wrote something this morning, and on his page he said, time has come when we are going to, let me quote exactly what he said. And I was very impressed when I read his comment, his post online, because that is exactly the truth. That is exactly the truth. He was saying things like the church it has come a long way when she's supposed to be allowed to elect her own leader. He said, let me quote, it is now time to show colonial tendencies, shun colonial tendencies, and ensure that the choice of the Archbishop of Canterbury is done by Anglican primates. Yes, it is time that the Church of the Anglican Church as a body was supposed to shun all this colonial mentality where a certain monarch in a certain country is going to be the one making decision for the entire communion by choosing somebody who stands as a symbol of the entire communion. That is condemnable. This is a total colonial imperialism, colonial suppression. So I support that statement in full, in total. I am in for that statement because this is a white man sitting in Europe making decisions for Asia, Africa. And it may interest you that Church of Nigeria is the biggest and the largest as at today in the communion. And yet we don't have a say in choosing who becomes the leader of the Canterbury. But anyways, we are now GAFCON. Even though we have not broken, because people say we don't belong to Church of England. That's not true. We have not broken ties with Church of England, so long as I know. The last time I checked, we are still a member of the communion. Even though we believe in GAFCON because of principles, we believe in GAFCON because we believe the white man had gone the wrong way. And so we in Church of Nigeria would not support gay as a church. So that gave us the right to choose our leader. And our own leader here is Archbishop Henry Chukwudum Ndokuba, Primate, Church of Nigeria. Anglican Communion. So this is one of the challenge we have now, and I believe God is going to help us as we navigate through this difficult time as a communion. I hope that God is going to be our help as an Anglican church to overcome this big challenge right now. Overcoming this big challenge is seriously an issue. May God help us as we go through this period in time, that God will be our help. And it's not easy with our church. It's a difficult time, I must agree. But it's also a time that we must shun colonialism, like Bishop Oji said. But having said this, it is also a lesson to other church leaders like myself, ranging from the highest office in the church, which is now, Canterbury has set up an example. What he did today is a clear example of a good leader and a mark of discipline and integrity. Coming down to the African leadership, or African bishops, African archdeacons, African popes, African, or whatever title you hold, Pentecostal overseers, that we sit and watch over abuse, sit and watch over wrongdoings, and connive would not say anything to correct it. Time has come, so we start calling them out. So Webi has set up an example that when people have bad leadership, when you try to cover up your friends, even the government officials, I mean, countries can start calling out presidents when they are involved in nepotism, like president of different countries in Africa that will only favor members of their family, that will watch the people do the wrong things, and they would never take the part or toe the path of honor. This is why, in as much as we condemn the West is so developed. The West has so much respect. Because look at what great job Webi has done. Everybody have their opinion about Webi, but I have a clear understanding of what he did. What he did was to take a path of honor and resign. He knew that he has failed as a person. Webi agrees that he has failed completely as a church leader. So therefore, what would he do? He would resign so that the church will march on. What about Pentecostal pastors? You sit and even sometimes it's even the general overseer himself that commits the offense, that is abusive to people, and yet he will hold on his office. He will hold very firm his office. Now, Webi has taught us that if you have failed in your responsibility as a leader, you should resign honorably. Now, abuse of power. If you use power excessively, wrongly, and the people should start calling you out. I mean, this shows clearly that nobody is above discipline in the Anglican Church. So they have called him, people have criticized him, the power and the will of the people have prevailed. So in his letter, he acknowledged that he's been hiding in shame for a very long time. He has hidden his face in shame for a very, very long time, from 2013 to 2014. Leaders, this is a mark of, a very serious mark of, would I say, example to you, that you must call out people and set up rules and discipline people under you. Because lack of disciplining those, you know, people think Webi was the one who committed the crime. No, he didn't. No, he didn't commit any crime. So those who serve under you they are under you, and there is every tendency, the law demands that you will place them under discipline, especially when they go against the principles that make up the church. And so today, Webi is no longer the Archbishop of Canterbury. We thank God for the ministry he shared among the Church of England and also the Global Anglican Church. And we also thank God for those who also called him out, the public, the citizens of the United Kingdom, because Anglican as a church is a church of England. So it's a church that governs the entire, it's both a state and a religious body. So Church of England as a church has seats in the House of Lords. So the Anglican Church is part of those who make rules in England. So this brings me, like the Catholic Church makes rules in Vatican, Rome, and at large even influences the decisions of the Italian governments. The Pope is the president of his nation. Welby is a member of the House of Lords, one of those who has a voice in the House of Lords. And today we thank God that he has resigned after sitting and watching over abuse that he did not react to. Now, my question to my African leaders, African church lead, both church leaders and ecclesiastical leaders, can we do what he did? We have been writing and criticizing him since yesterday. Can we do what Welby did? We sit and watch our family abuse others while in power. We sit and watch our friends abuse others while in power, both sexually, morally, and even otherwise. We don't say anything. We sit on them because they are members of our family, because they are our friends, because they are our relatives. We don't have to say anything because they are related to us. So is that proper? It's very improper. Very, very improper, honestly. So, in as much as you are condemning Welby, realize and remember that he has taken the path of honor to resign because he was called out for doing the wrong thing. And today, I want to get people's opinion. I want to get people's opinion about Welby's resignation. Or questions of what will happen next now that he has resigned. The Church of England for a long time have been going through a lot because the Conservatives have they have taken over almost in Church of England. The Liberals, has taken over Church of England almost. Church of England is has been submerged by these people's way of doing things. So I would open the phone line now, like we usually do. The phone line is still the same, 070 WhatsApp only, 070 3834 2610. I'll put it up on the screen right now for those who want to call. So you can call if you want to call, but let me put it up on the screen right now so you can be able to see the number anytime. Or better still, pose your question about how the next Archbishop will be chosen, or what you don't understand about Welby's resignation, who Welby is. Welby is Archbishop of Canterbury, the leader, the ceremonial leader of the Anglican Church, not really the administrative leader, because every province has their leader. And Welby is just a ceremonial, I would say a ceremonial leader. So this is who Welby is. And he resigned yesterday. And we said the guy he took over from also resigned. That is the funny part, is that the guy he took over from also resigned. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So let's check and see if anybody has a question about Welby and his resignation. Okay, I can see Kingsley Kana. This is unusual. Kingsley, what do you mean by unusual? I really don't understand. Is it unusual the Welby's resignation? Of course, it's unusual. Unusual things are happening in these last days. Nabugu, Fountain. We can see you, sir. Thank you for, Augustine, Nlebechuku, thank you, sir. I can hear you clearly. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I see mommy Ngozi Kamoche watching all the way from Nigeria. Mama, thank you. God bless you, mommy. Thank you so much. Nnemuku. I see my great theologian, Obi Canon, the Canon Superior. Canon, thank you for stopping by. Thank you, great theologian, great Trinitarian, very sound. I appreciate you so much all the time. You know I do, Obina. Thank you. God bless you. Ikenna, Ihenacho, I am watching, and other people watching. Thank you. Thank you. Bryce Eze, Otagom Jonathan, thank you. Obinna Eze Ago, thank you. My Uche, see Uche, thank you for coming out. These are those who live in England. I wonder how you guys will be feeling now. Whether excited or not, not excited, Canon. Maybe we'll chat later to see how you people feel about the resignation. But for Nigerian leaders, it should be a thing of lesson. Nosiri Obioma, thank you, Nosiri. David Mbeahoro, thank you. Bright Ifunanya Onwubie, thank you so much. Ngozi Olivia Osoha, thank you. I appreciate all of you. And if there are people here that I didn't see, I didn't mention your name, just know that you didn't show up on the screen. If you did, I would mention your name and appreciate you. I see Augustus Obiozo, Chukunonso Ernest. Thank you all for stopping by. The screen is open for those that want to call. You are welcome. The line is very much open for you. You can call in if you so desire. If not, what we discussed today was the resignation of the Archbishop. So thank you for calling. So the line is open. The WhatsApp line is on. We are waiting for the first caller. So today's teaching, we focused more on the resignation of the Archbishop of Canterbury that happened yesterday. This happened yesterday, and it has caused a lot of reaction on the internet. So many reactions. People have different opinion about it. Okay. I think I have a canon. Onyenkem, you are so wonderful. Honestly, the Church of Nigeria should give you platform to educate the clergy. Listening to you is impacting. Thank you. Whoa, what a wonderful, sweet word from you. I appreciate this so much. You know that. Thank you. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for seeing me that way. I honestly am trying to be relevant. That's all I do. And also to help people around me with the little I know. I don't know much, but the little I know, I want to share with others. But thank you for these words. They are very, very inspiring. And I must tell you, I appreciate you so much, Canon. I see you that way too. Your theological arguments are very, very impactful. Your theological arguments are also very great. So you're also one of the people I cherish to read their write-ups online. So thank you. Thank you. So today, as we almost draw Nnamdi Maduago, thank you. Watching from Nnewi. Precious Iwuji, Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. This may be bringing us to the end of the live section today. Thank all of you for joining. We appreciate, and we continue to pray for the church at this time that the church is facing all manner of confusion, especially from her leaders. It's unfortunate. The church is facing so much, especially from her leaders. And her leaders have always, in these last days, seen one thing. Church leaders, look at somebody sitting over a particular offense for over 12 years that if an offense was reported to him, he failed to act on it until now. This is very, very unacceptable. It's something that he should be ashamed of. And thank God he acknowledged that he's very much ashamed of himself, and that has cost him his office by resigning. That cost him his office by resigning. So it should be a lesson to all the church leaders who sits over abuse, especially church leaders that abuse small boys sexually. Priests, evangelists, bishop, pope, lay people that are in the business of abusing children sexually, be it boys, be it girls. It's something that is terrible. It's a terrible thing. So if you are a church leader and a case of such is reported in your office and you refuse to act, that somebody abused a child or even an adult, sexual abuse, and you sit over it without talking, you sit over it without making comments, it's a terrible thing. And look at Welby has resigned for it. You too should take a part of honor and step down from your office. It's not just sexual abuse, abuse of power, molesting people, bullying people, using your office to oppress the weak. Using your office to oppress the weak is something we should not accommodate. So today he has set example by resigning. It's also good that we also set example by asking our own African leaders, our own African bishops, our own African clergy, our own clergy, wherever we are in the world, to also take the path of honor and resign when things go wrong. So this is where we draw our live section to the end today. I appreciate all of you for coming online. I appreciate you so much. God bless you. God bless you. I apologize for not coming live in the last 2 weeks. Like I said when I started the broadcast, I have been out of town, engaged with church work. I've gone to 2 states, and it's never been easy with me traveling. And thank God that today I was able to fulfill my promise of coming every Wednesday, Saturday, and Monday. So see you on Saturday. We are back again. Forgive us for not meeting up. It's just that the responsibility became so much. But we are back now, and we hope that you have forgiven us and that you will be able to follow us again. We will still do our giveaway probably this weekend. So stay tuned with us. We are very happy that you were able to come back even after a long 2 weeks. We thank you. Stay tuned and enjoy the music. We thank Reverend Somto Chukwu Kamuche for composing this beautiful song. Somto, thank you. I appreciate you for using my name to compose a beautiful music on my honor. Thank you, Somto. I give you a shout out. So enjoy Somto's music. Enjoy Somto's music.
A man full of carefulness. A man that is meticulous. Ukochukwu si obodo oyibo. A man that is not biased. From pillar to post, ị ga-afụ ya ebe ọ na-ezi ozi ọma.
ezigbo ụkọchukwu si Zombeje, ezigbo ụkọchukwu si Uguteje.
Alakadis, alakadat, alakadis, alakadat, alakadis. When others thought he will fail, God stood for him. When others thought he will fail, God came through for him. When others think things have fallen apart, God's grace came